Hello, and welcome to part 4 of Mario Kart 7. In this part, we're going to be going through the last of the new cups in Mario Kart 7. That being the special cup. Let's see what I can do with my kart this time. I'm not going to support a Tex Frogster's kart, so let's not use that. Let's use the train. God, this looks so silly. It's like Bowser's riding one of them little toy trains that some theme parks have and that. Let's use the slim wheels to make it look a little bit more oldie. And standard glider looks best with that, I reckon. I'm going entirely by look here, not the stats, which is probably why I do so bad at Mario Kart a lot of the time, but yeah, no. I'm very shallow. Let's go into the special cup. So up first is DK Jungle. This actually does use some assets from the Donkey Kong Country Returns game. And I seem to recall that being a state of confusion when people were like seeing that Retro Studios were credited for this game and like thinking, what did they do with it? Well, I think they just licensed or borrowed the assets from the game, like some of the visual assets and whatnot. So it's not really like they developed the game as much as it was they just gave Nintendo some stuff to work with. But yeah, I think I talked about this last time I showed off one of these DK tracks in a Mario Kart playthrough. But I have a copy of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Never got that far into it. I got it when it was on sale, like the download version on the Wii U. But like I say, I never got around to beating it, and maybe I will. Well, I've got a bit of a goal for next year, following on from what I've been doing this year, of just expanding my gaming tastes a little bit. Because I've been enjoying games a lot more in recent times since I've started opening my mind a little bit. Like, there's a few games I've played this year that I probably would have never gave a second look to in the past. Like, if you look over on my FC Playthroughs non-commentary channel, games like, say, God of War, I'd never touched a God of War game before this year. But I played the new one, and I also went back and played the HD version of the first game that I actually had sitting on my PS3's hard drive since about 2015. So take that how you will when it comes to me working my way through my backlog of games. I'm doing horribly here. But yeah, I'll say I've been trying to make an active effort to expand my tastes, and I've been finding I enjoy a lot of games that previously I would have looked over completely. There's God of War, as I mentioned. I've also recently been playing the PS4 Spider-Man game, and at the time of recording this, it's just been announced today that they're releasing the suit from the 2002 Spider-Man film, which I rewatched the other day because it's a film I watched when I was a child and I have fond memories of it. I'm not sure how well other people take to it who aren't blinded by nostalgia, but I think it's a fun film. But yeah, that game's pretty cool. And like, granted, it would benefit a lot from being 60 FPS. That is one of my biggest gripes, because like, the frame rate, it doesn't murder the game, it's still fun. But I feel like I'd probably enjoy the game a lot more if the combat was a lot smoother, which I think a higher frame rate would provide. And granted, maybe I'm a bit spoiled there, given when I played that game I had just beaten God of War for the PS3 for the first time. And so when you go into from a really, smooth, fast-paced action game into more of a punch and kick kind of deal, you're gonna have that like step back from it. Maybe it's not as impressive as you thought it might be. But hey, it's still a fun game. I really like the story in the PS4 Spider-Man. I like that interpretation of Peter Parker. I like that it's set a little bit after, he's originally got his powers, and you can tell that he's grown into being Spider-Man and it's just become part of who he is. And there's this somber tone throughout the game, like in the story, which I really find appealing. But yes, this is the other track I mentioned that has some camera issues. And you'll see that whenever you get to a part where you're driving like through some more curly sections in the track, and sometimes it obscures to you here. Like, get ready for this here. I think it's this section. If I start going around, maybe it's this one. Like, yeah, I can't really see much about where I am. Like, granted, I got fucked over there because I got hit by something. But it can still be kind of hard to gauge where you are. Like, I couldn't see that banana there until the very last second. But yes, this is the Rosalina course for the game, and I really like it aesthetically. It's a beautiful ice level. And the obvious thing to bring up now, which wouldn't have been a thing when this game came out. Obviously, Rosalina, a regal character with a snow level and a blue dress. You know, like, this isn't a Frozen reference, although it looks like it going back to it now. And Frozen's another one of the things. I've never watched the fucking film. I don't care to. I don't like Disney that much. But because I saw so many people talking about it when it came out, and just constantly as new stuff came out about it, that like it's another thing that's just ingrained in me. And even like the intersexuality to it and other stuff, because like I was playing episode Prompto for the Final Fantasy 15 DLC, another game I played for the first time this year. But like when you unlock the goodies that you get from beating that little DLC chapter, I think it's like some new clothes for Prompto and whatnot, but the screen describing them says like, let it show that the cold never bothered you anyway. And I hate that I get that, because I really do not like that fucking song. But I'm gonna have to just accept that's part of my brain and I can't get rid of it. As with most Mario Kart games, here we have Bowser's Castle. I've got to say, I like all the Bowser's Castle levels, at least like from the 3D games. And this one is also really fucking cool. It's no exception. You got your alternate routes going on, you got your fiery visuals, you got the fact that it's Bowser's Castle and Bowser is the best character, and if you disagree, you are flat out fucking wrong. Just throwing that out there. Maybe it is a little bit jarring seeing that there's this watery area underneath Bowser's Castle. It's not the sort of thing you would associate with him as a character. But given this is the Mario franchise and fire working underwater is nothing new to this series, you know, after a while you just learn to live with the rules this fictional world has set up. That's a really awkward way of saying it, I know, but hey. I think the only less interesting Bowser's Castle stages are the 2D ones, or like the adaptations of 2D ones, because like there's not really that much you can do with those, and I've never been that fond on like the SNES game or Super Circuit. Maybe that's an opinion that will change playing through it again, but from my memory, I never really took to those games, the 2D ones, as much as I took to the 3D ones. It's mainly a perspective thing, really. Like on this game and like 8 and the other 3D games and whatnot, for the most part, outside of those dickhead sections in the last track, you can mostly see where you're going. You can easily judge what's going on. Sometimes it's not quite as comfortable to look at in the 2D ones. That's probably just because I've got used to this way of playing the game, so if it's different, it's going to confuse me because I'm set in my ways and I'm stubborn and I don't learn new things very well. Of course, I get hit as soon as I'm back in first. Like, come on, I've got to win this one. It's my own fucking course. I think I won the Bowser City level. Can't remember, I was too busy waffling about something else. No, second. Kinda wanted to do well here because I know that Rainbow Road's up next and I'm probably gonna end up falling off the thing over and over. So I kinda wanted to have plenty of backup points, but I'm second already, so let's just say I'm not too optimistic. Look at this psychedelic space road. I really like the look of Rainbow Road in all of them, really. Maybe it's because I like the more trippy, out there kind of looks to things. I was that one guy on DeviantArt back in the day who used to put the rainbow filter on everything just to make it look like proper odd. I went through this experimental phase when it comes to appreciating artwork, and it's the sort of stuff that, like, you know, a lot of people would need to take a load of shit to appreciate, whereas I was just like a kid who wanted to be quirky. There's this one piece of artwork I made that took a stock image of a walrus and put some psychedelic rainbow effects around it, and that to me was fucking high art. This sounds like shit I'm pulling out of my ass, but this is literally how I was for a period of time. Like, I'm the kind of person who, like, back then, I completely unironically liked experimental music. So I'd listen to this stuff that was just like some guy hitting like the side of his table for 5 minutes and think that was like the shit. This guy was making some kind of artistic expression. Oh god, like, I cringe looking back at it, and I don't know what it was, because like I was legitimately appreciating that for more than just irony. I think there was a little bit of irony to it, but you know, when you get so involved in something you like ironically, it doesn't stay ironic. Like, that's just one of those rules in life. Nothing is ironic forever, really. Like, unless you actually know how satire works, but I was a dumb kid. Shit, I thought I was gonna go, right, flying off there. Come on. I'm on the third section here, because this game actually brought in a thing that we saw with the Woohoo Island tracks. We're also seeing here, where instead of having laps, it's just like one continuous track, which, you know, it's just a bit of a change of pace. I don't really care either way. Like, this track does the 3 segments thing pretty well. But hey, I did manage to win, which I didn't think I was going to do. So I will take my victory. Whether it's deserved or not, given I'm playing against CPUs, up to you. I'll take the little victories I can get. Come on, let's see that trophy. There we go. Not quite the perfect thing. Oh, I got a new vehicle customization option. I might have to check what that is next part, we'll see. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, join me next time where I'll be starting on the classic courses, the reused courses from earlier Mario Kart games. So I will see you then. Bye bye for now.